Welcome to Kinda Influenced.
We're two millennial moms.
Navigate life and career on the internet.
We're your hosts, Zoe Potter
And Sarah Dickey.
Grab a drink,
grab a snack, and let's chat. Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great.
I love that green on you.
Thanks. I realized this week that I've worn like 2 sweaters and that's it.
That's okay.
Like, it's fine. It's got to be fine.
I've worn these pants for like 3 days in a row.
You know what? I'm Lizzie McGuire and I'm an outfit repeater.
We're an outfit repeater.
And that's fine.
How we are.
I do often think it's really funny that I guess I would sort of classify myself as like a fashion content creator.
Yeah, same.
And I
wear the same thing every day.
All the time. Like
we never said we were good fashion creators.
No. And like I can put a great outfit together. Yeah. Do I wear it when I don't leave the house? Absolutely not.
Yeah. And like I love having my outfit videos to go back on for when I do leave the house.
Yeah.
Because I have like an inventory of all my favorite outfits that I can just go through and be like, that's what I'm doing today.
You have like Cher Horowitz's closet on your Instagram feed.
Yes. I don't wear them all the time. Listen, if I'm just at home working, things like that, I'll wear the same thing. I just want to be comfortable.
Yes.
And like, I'm not saying that like the fancy outfits I make aren't necessarily comfortable. Some of them are. Some of them are like cozy as they get out. But I just want what I know.
Yeah. And I don't want to wear jeans at home because I'm not a sociopath.
Yeah.
I just don't want to wear jeans ever again, in fact.
I honestly went through a weird phase. So like, I feel like it was 2020 or 2021, I wore jeans all winter. Like every day I wore a different pair of jeans. And then last winter, I only wore leggings. And then this winter, I think it's been a good mix, like a little bit of both.
Yeah.
And I just forgot, like jeans can be really comfortable. Mm-hmm. They gotta fit you right. And they gotta be like not skinny jeans.
Get out of here.
Skinny jeans are fine. Like
stop that right now.
Listen, okay, some skinny jeans are fine, but some of them, like, I just find them too constricting. Like, they're just like, yeah, but we won't get back onto that argument.
I just don't like jeans that feel like leggings. Like, I don't like really stretchy jeans.
Really?
I only like really rigid jeans with no stretch. So, and I find they're really comfortable once you break them in, but I also like spend 90% of my day sitting on the floor. So I'm like, I don't. Not. No. And like I get like baby schmuck on my stuff all day long. And so I don't want to wash my jeans. So I just wear leggings all the time now. Screw it. I did order a new pair of flared leggings though. They're on the way.
Tell me.
I haven't got them yet.
Where'd you get them?
Fabletcis. I'm a Fabletcis girly.
Oh, I've never tried Fabletcis.
Oh, I love it. I do that. I have like the monthly subscription thing and I skip a lot of months because this economy. But I do find that they're like leggings are my favorite. Like during pregnancy, their Movement 360 leggings are the only things I wore.
You know what? Maybe I need to try it because some of my favorite creators too, like work with them and share, and they're like plus size. And like,
they go to like 4X.
I always forget, like, because I just assume I can't shop at 90% of the places.
Yeah.
But like, that's not always the case. I need to stop writing off these companies without giving them a fair chance. So I'm going to try it. Can I do it without subscribing?
Okay, so I think you can, but I would subscribe because you get a way better deal. And then I just put a reminder on my phone on like the 4th of every month to go skip my credit.
Oh my God, I don't know if I can handle that.
Or the worst thing that happens is they bill you for a credit and then you can go buy an outfit with it. And your member credits you always get more value for. So if I know that there's something that I want, I will let a member credit like elapse. And then I can get like a sports bra and a pair of leggings for like $65.
Okay, tell me about the pricing. What's their pricing like? What's it comparable to?
Probably like Aerie, like a little bit like less than Lulu, but maybe like in between Aerie and Lulu. But their clothes are like
kind of expensive.
It's not super cheap. But
I thought it was going to be like Old Navy pricing.
You can.
I don't know. I'm living in like ignorance, I guess.
But you can get sweet deals when you first sign up. And that's kind of where they get you is like, I think you get like 75% off the whole website when you first sign up. And then you just cancel.
We obviously are not working with them because if we were, we would be blacklisted right now.
I've tried to work with them so many times and they have left me on red. And I've
Fabletcis. Come on, We're giving you so much free promotion right now. Come on.
I used to do like monthly unboxings on TikTok
no
for
way.
that. Yeah,
I
like,
remember that. Yeah.
Because Lizzo's, you could only get Yitty through Fabletcis as well.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought Yitty was like separate.
They are made through Fabletcis, I think.
That makes sense. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I love it. And Fabletcis, I'd love you to work with me, but
come on, Fabletcis. She's your girl.
Get into it. Yeah. So I don't know why flared leggings. So they're on the way. I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah.
I ordered tall ones.
Yes. I was going to say, did you get ones for your long legs?
Apparently.
Yeah.
What else is new? You're going away.
Yeah. We're leaving in a couple days and I'm like immensely overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't travel. I don't know if anybody knows this about me who's listening right now, but I didn't travel until I was like a full-grown adult. Like
really?
We never did traveling as a family. Our extent of traveling was like camping. We would go camping. One year we went all out and we rented a houseboat. That was so fun.
Yeah.
But we never, like, I didn't go on a plane until I was in my late 20s.
Wild.
And I know. So like, this is very new to me. Andrew grew up traveling.
Yeah.
They did Florida, they did Universal, they did cruises, they did it all. I'm not, this is very, like, it's still very new to me. So it gives me a lot of anxiety. Especially when I go with my children, which is, it's part of it. I try not to stress them out by being stressed out myself. I'm a pretty chill traveler for the most part.
Yeah.
But like inside I'm dying. Like I just wish I could teleport. Like I don't like flying. I don't like airports. I don't like waking up at 2 a.m. Like everything about it is just poor planning in my opinion. So like, and it's out of my control, which is
it is out of your control.
Oh, anyway.
Do you guys have to go to Toronto to fly?
Yeah, we're flying out of Toronto into Orlando and then we're renting a car. We're doing Turo. I've never done Turo before.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous because it's totally different than like an Enterprise or like a
Yeah.
I mean,
it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. I'll keep everyone posted how it goes.
Yeah.
And like, I've never been to Disney. We're going to go for 2 days and I'm a little nervous because like even that side of things.
So fun.
It's fun, but it's like there's a system. Like you got to get fast passes. Like there's like, I'm like, why is there so much to do? Like
there is.
I just want to go and have fun. You can't do that. You got to plan everything out.
Yeah, but you don't. I've been to Disney and like not planned things, but I've also gone as like an adult and not planned things. I guess with children, you probably
have to rent a stroller. I have to do this. I have to like, there's so much involved, it's a good problem to have. I recognize that. But I'm just like, I struggle with traveling. So once we get there, it'll be great. I'm sure. It's just the process of getting there will be tricky.
Are you doing Universal too?
No, we figure like we'll do this once, but it's expensive. Like like holy Hannah banana. I didn't realize how expensive Disney tickets were. Oh my gosh. And people go for like weeks at a time. Every year. I'm like, how do you do this with a whole family? But anyways, I'm very impressed by people who can do that. But I know you must save your butts off. Yeah. So we're doing 2 days and we figure we're going to do Magic Kingdom and then Hollywood Studios, I think is the plan. And then we're going to put a plug in it. And maybe once Theo's around Marlo's age, we'll go back and do Universal.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like Universal's better for older kids because it's
that's kind of what I was thinking too.
The roller coasters are like a little scarier. It's so fun. The Hulk is like the best ride. When you're at Disney though, you need to get a turkey leg.
A turkey leg?
Yeah.
Like a straight up turkey leg?
Yeah, it's like
at a medieval fair, like a huge hunk of meat.
It's so good. Gosh. It's like they have pickles. I think it's in like the Friar Land. At least it is in Disneyland.
Okay.
Where like Robin Hood area.
Yeah, okay.
And it's like a giant turkey leg with mustard and you can get
that sounds yummy.
So good. And you get giant pickles.
Oh yeah, I'm down for that.
It's like my favorite. And the Mickey beignets. Oh my God. I'm a secret Disney adult. Secret Disney adult. That's okay.
That's fine. No shame. I don't judge anybody in that. Like I've never been, so I can't even say.
It's magical.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Nervous. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. So we'll see how that goes. How's your week going?
Good. Bryce is on vacation. So as much as I love having him home, I'm ready for him to go back to work.
Bye, Bryce.
Right. You get like a system. And It is really nice to have someone else to like help out with Sally too. But I just like, I don't know, we went to the pool yesterday, which was really fun.
That is fun.
She loves swimming, which is great.
Aww.
And then other than that, what have I done this week? Worn the same sweater and eaten a lot of cottage cheese. Like that's my life.
I'm fully gonna make one of your cottage cheese creations for lunch.
So good.
For the first time. I've not done anything yet. I'm also not very confident that my blender is going to do what your blender does. So I'm a little nervous it won't work.
Just put a little bit of like milk in it if it's too thickums.
Okay. I may have to do that.
Yeah. And then Super Bowl this weekend.
Oh yeah. Are you watching? When is it? Sunday? It's Sunday, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm able to watch it. We're going to be in Florida. Do you think, I wonder if they have cable where I'm staying?
Yes. You're in America during Super Bowl. It's going to be projected on everything.
In the streets as we're driving.
Probably. The billboards.
I don't know. I'm not a football person. Like I'm not a sports person. What's the hash? Oh yeah, Usher. No offense. No thanks. I'm good.
And it's like, weird. Usher's getting a 15-minute halftime show as opposed to the normal 13 minutes. Like he's getting more time than like Beyonce. Why?
It's Usher.
Are we missing something with Usher?
No.
Like, do you and I not get something?
I thought there was a lot of heat around him about something. Like, didn't he do something very bad that we're all kind of...
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't think I can name an Usher song. Oh,
I know one. And it's because I did a choreographed dance to it in grade 8. Yeah. When I could probably still do it, to be honest.
I like it.
Me and my little 13-year-old friends were busting it out to Usher and Lil Jon. It was pretty good.
There's rumors that the Biebs will be there.
Really? Oh yeah, because didn't Usher like
find Justin Bieber?
Yeah, like didn't he like help with that?
I think maybe.
That sounds familiar.
I think they were not making that up.
No, that's a thing.
Yeah. Anyway, so Super Bowl party. Cool. Like this is the first time that I'm more excited for the football than the halftime show. And I'm excited for the football because Taylor Swift is
going to be there and we can just watch her and
we hope so. Yeah.
We'll see.
What's on your For You page, pal?
Okay, so I have a mix.
Ooh.
So everyone hates Taylor Swift right now.
Why? Oh, because of the Grammys?
Because they're like picking apart everything she did at the Grammys, which is like, listen, you know what? I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's right and wrong anymore. I'm walking through life. I know. They're like picking her apart. Everything she did was wrong. I have both sides. I have people praising her. I have people hating on her. I have a little bit of both. That's been a huge chunk of my For You page, and I'm just kind of over it. So I just and her jet situation where the college student that was tracking her flights and posting them on the internet. Apparently it's public knowledge. She's trying to sue him, I guess, allegedly. I don't know. That's the one part of my For You page. The other part of my For You page is octopuses.
Yours is so much more interesting than mine. Tell me about octopuses.
Okay, so I saw this video of a girl cooking octopus, and I had octopus for my first time at a brand Christmas party this past winter. It was quite good. I like seafood though, so it's not like it was just the look at it was very like it was hard to get past the looks of it. It's a straight up tentacle, like you're eating a tentacle.
Yeah.
It was quite good.
It's like Ursula on your plate.
Yeah. So I watched this girl and she like cooked this octopus and I'm like, oh my God, this is so impressive. Not that I'm ever going to do it, but I was like watching. And then I went to the comment section and then I got sucked into a rabbit hole of octopuses. And now I'm very passionate about octopuses.
Is that the plural of octopuses?
Oh, I don't know. Octopi, octopus. I don't know.
Octopussy?
Octopussy. We're children. No, but like, is it octopus or octopuses? I have no idea.
Octopi?
That sounds like a stretch.
It does. I have no clue, but
I don't know either. I don't know
People
either.
Are screaming at us right now. They're
I
like,
know.
It's octopounding.
Or it's something like completely different. That's like, yeah.
So is it like about the live octopuses or is it pusses?
No, it's about octopus. And I was just like crying. Granted, my periods do. And
Yeah.
like I'm extra emotional as it is, but I got sucked into a wormhole and now I'm obsessed with octopus and I can never eat them again. So apparently they're sentient, is that the right word? Sentient beings
Yeah.
where they, oh, hand delivered
Hand
a
delivered a
Celsius.
Celsius.
That is so kind.
Oh, I
Wait,
love that,
cheers.
man.
Let's cheers.
Cheers. I went to
Um,
cheers your actual can, not the camera. That was dumb of me. She's a millennial. Okay, sorry. Octopuses. They're sentient animals?
sentient beings. So they have emotions and they have feelings and they can love, they can mourn. I know I'm struggling. So then like a subcategory of this was a documentary called My Octopus Teacher. Bawling. He's talking about how he went to visit this one octopus. He formed a bond, and she's like, it's like this whole life's and him talking about. I'm just crying the whole time, and I'm like, I could never eat another octopus. And I know there's going to be so many people being like who are vegan or are vegetarian and be like, well, that's everything you should do. And listen, I was for a full year and a half of my life vegetarian. I did it very poorly. Maybe that's why I stopped. I have thought about this and went back and forth my entire life because I do feel guilty, okay? It's not like
Every
I
time,
enjoy it and
yeah.
I don't care. I do care. I have a heart. I'm sorry. I'm
Everything
so
hurts.
sorry.
I have a dumb question, and I should know this. Like, I literally, like, I went to school for genetics and biology, but
Yeah.
like, how do we know this about like, are we having
I don't know that it's necessarily 1,000% confirmed, but there's been a lot of research done that
Okay.
shows like
The brain development, it would make
yes,
sense.
and they're
like how they live
so
together.
intelligent. Like they can do like they've done so much research and stuff. Like if you ever watch a video where like the octopus like unscrews a jar and like
That's pretty cool.
things like and gets themselves out of like tricky like trapped scenarios and stuff. It's just now I'm obsessed with octopuses and I'm just like feel so guilty for eating one like
I mean,
3 months ago.
it's
I
okay.
just
It's
oh
probably
man.
it probably lived a really full life.
Are we sure about that?
Or every bite it was like, no, Zoe, don't eat me.
Oh my gosh, shut up. Anyway, so I'm going to now watch this documentary because I only watch snippets of TikTok. I don't know where to watch it, but I'll find it. And if you guys watch it, let me know because I bawled. Like the 2-minute clip I watched, I was bawling the entire time. I think it's also the approach. Like he does a very good job of like talking about what he's doing and like the swimming and this, but then also like relating it to like real life and like human emotions. And I'm just like, I was a puddle. I was like, I can't
handle it. I bet you can find an aquarium in Florida where there's octopuses, octopi. I think it's octopi.
I've seen one in an aquarium. Like but also is that bad too? Like, should we not be putting them in aquariums and like locking them? Like, I don't know what's right and wrong anymore.
But
it's like,
aren't they a lot of the time like being rehabilitated in aquariums? I have no clue.
No,
I live in Edmonton where we had dolphins in a mall. Like, I don't get.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's
like
horrible.
We're terrible people here. That's a much more interesting For You page than mine.
Okay, what's going on over there?
I'm on like snack TikTok currently.
There's nothing wrong with that?
Nothing at all. But have you seen the girl that makes rocky roads?
No.
Okay, so this girl just makes rocky roads, but she just calls it rocky. Like it's not. I mean, I guess she usually puts marshmallows in it. So she like melts chocolate, puts marshmallows in it, and then puts like different candies in it, and then lets it sit.
Oh, it's chocolate? I'm like, what's Rocky Roads? I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So she like melts delicious chocolate. So she just makes rocky roads every day, and now every day I'm like, I want a rocky road.
Like different versions of it?
Yeah, like peanut butter ones or like jubes, whatever it is. Ooh. But she calls the candy that she puts in it lollies.
Oh, is she British? No, Australian?
No, she's not though. She was in Australia. But so she learned about Rocky Road in Australia. So she calls it lollies. And I find it's like the cutest thing in the entire world, but it also like does something inside of me where I'm like,
making you a little angry?
A little bit.
You're a hater. Okay. You hater.
I like her content. I leave nice comments like everyone should do. And then the other one, have you seen my favorite thing is what they call this. So they call it the viral popcorn Rice Krispie square. It's just a popcorn ball. So it's like marshmallow and popcorn mixed together into like a Rice Krispie.
So I watched, there's this guy, I don't remember what his handle is, but he reacts, and he's a chef, and he reacts to people's cooking.
Okay.
And he's very straightforward. He's very blunt. He's polite sometimes. He's not very nice sometimes. It depends, but he's a chef. And then at the end, he's like, oh yeah, I'd do that for sure. I watched him react to someone making that.
Yes.
So I didn't in turn watch it, but I watched him reaction
to it. Yeah.
And I'm like, it makes sense. Like, why wouldn't that be a thing? Yeah.
It's so good. But it's just a popcorn ball.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with popcorn balls. I don't think.
They're just like a ball of popcorn and marshmallow, and you put jubes in them, and then you eat them in joy and happiness.
What is that?
Is that an Alberta thing?
I don't know. Is that a human being thing? Like, that sounds ridiculously.
It's just like a ball of popcorn held together with marshmallow.
Listen, I've been on this earth for quite a long time. I've never seen one of those in my real life.
I'm gonna make you one, mail you one.
Or fake life. Now, imagine how hard it would be by the time it got here. And maybe a little moldy, knowing Canada Post.
Disgusting. Or it probably lost.
Yeah. Someone will just have a popcorn ball turn up on there. What is this?
But that's my For You page right now. It's not very interesting. It's making me really hungry. I'm on Snack Talk, and then lots of like Super Bowl snacks. I live on Food Talk and Makeup Talk. Oh, have you seen, speaking of Makeup Talk, the new jelly blush?
Yeah. Did you see the girl eat it?
No.
She has to be trolling. So it looked legit though. I wonder if she made like a jello shape of it though, but she full on ate it. Like,
wow.
I don't know. I don't know.
I want one.
Her mouth was like stained red, and
that's wild.
I was looking everywhere for the brand to be in the comments being like, don't eat it. Or like people being like, girl, you did not. It's in the container. I don't know. The internet's such a funny place.
It is a funny place. I think I might go buy one after this.
No, but they're very cool. I would like to actually try. Where do you get them though? Sephora?
Yeah.
They're milk. Is milk at Sephora?
Yes.
I don't have a Sephora near me, Sarah. Stop saying it so casually. I'd have to go drive 45 minutes to go pick one up, okay? Calm down.
Don't understand. I would die. I have 7 Sephoras within 22 minutes of my house.
That's wild.
I know.
Listen, I don't mind it. I used to live like 2 minutes from Costco. My wallet has appreciated us moving away from the big stores.
I can imagine that. That is very fair. Well, that's our For You pages. What are we talking about this week? What are we talking about?
We're going to chit chat about content creation and like our experience with it as a job and a career, how it works, what we do, typical day in the life, kind of like frequently asked questions we've had about it.
Yep.
Just a little bit of everything.
Just a dabble, a content dabble.
A dibble-dabble. And like, yes, some people say influencer, some people say content creator.
What do you prefer?
I don't care at this point. I used to not like the term influencer, just because I felt like I was like forcing people to like buy things, but I'm truly not. Like the only brands I work with are brands I use and like. I will never force you to buy anything.
No.
If you don't want something or like it or will use it, don't buy it, please. Don't buy it. Like that's just how it. But however, if you want to try something, I'm here to show you some stuff.
Yeah. I want to like share the things that I love with you.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
And then maybe get paid for it.
Yeah, exactly. And I never want your money. I want big corporation money. Like that's
100%.
At the end of the day. Like we were talking about big corporations that have budgets and like where they're marketing. That's essentially what it is the 95% of the content we make on a daily basis. It's free. It's free. And even the content that isn't free, you're not paying for it. So don't worry.
No, no. Like, you just need to watch it. If you just watch it, that would be awesome.
Watch it, like, engage, click, share.
So what does your day typically look like?
Oh God. Okay. So I was just talking to my therapist about
love this.
Just jump right into mental health. By the way, it's really hard mentally to be an influencer. Yeah. So if you're a content creator, get a therapist, please. Imagine going to your 9 to 5 every day and just being verbally abused by strangers the entire time. Actually, you know what? I worked retail. That does happen sometimes.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about? That is my job.
Okay, so that being said, though, the love always outweighs the hate. So it's without a doubt, it's fine. It comes with the territory.
It does.
So I was talking to my therapist about this the other day. By the way, fully diagnosed with ADHD. She's coming in hot.
Yay!
I cried a lot. I felt like a failure. I had a whole mourning experience about it. Listen, there's some people who are like, my mental health makes me so quirky. Like, I love it's not, I hate my mental health problems.
Yeah.
I would give them away in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I've always struggled with coming to terms with the fact that I struggle with like anxiety, depression, now ADHD, everything else. So it was hard for me to wrap my head around.
Yeah.
I've never been the type of person to judge anybody who are struggling mentally. However, for some reason, I really struggle with struggling.
Not judging yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Like I feel like stupid. Like in the moment of me having like a panic attack where it feels like I'm dying, the whole time I'm thinking like, why can't I just stop? This is stupid. Like just stop. Anyways, that's a story for another day. Let's get into mental health on another day. I don't think I could tackle that right now.
Full disclosure, I asked Zoe if she wanted to do like a really deep, dark episode yesterday. And she was like, no.
I can't do it. Let's not talk about mental health right now. No. I need a break. Let me get some vitamin D. I'll come back. Then we can tackle that.
Tackle it.
So I was talking to my therapist that like, for me, a typical day is so chaotic. It depends on what's on my agenda, whether or not I have brand partnerships coming up, things like that. So one thing I'm going to try to get better at is building a schedule for myself so that each day isn't so chaotic.
Yeah.
But every day looks different. It usually involves a mix of filming, editing. I also spend like 45 minutes to an hour every day in my DMs talking to my community, which is really fun. Comments, replying to comments, networking, things like that with not just brands, but also like other creators. Like I just love finding new creators and engaging with the ones that I follow and love.
Yeah.
Also like researching like what's trending right now for like, I'm not the type of person that does a lot of trending.
Me either.
Content. I probably should do more. I used to do it a lot more for TikTok, but like, I just find now I have like a good bank of like content that I can just kind of redo
stuff that you like do that makes sense for you, that you enjoy doing.
Works for me.
Yeah.
And that my community really likes too. So I just a little mix of everything. But I do think I need to get better at building myself a schedule. And it doesn't have to be like a hard like this hour do this hour do that, but it needs to be a little more structured because I feel like my YouTube has taken a big hit this year since we brought in the podcast because my time has shifted.
Yeah.
So YouTube I don't have a massive following on, but I do have a very dedicated following over there, and I feel like I've left them in the dust and I feel very guilty. So if you're listening from YouTube, I'm so sorry. I'm coming back. I'm trying to structure my week so that I can fit in at least a vlog a week, and I'm continuing to post my shorts over there, and like I'm trying to build it back up because there is a good community over there that I feel like I've like abandoned.
It was such a juggling act, like all of content. There's 74 balls in the air at all times, and you're just like, you run a small business. You're the director, you're the talent, you're the makeup artist, you're the hair, like you do all of it.
Everything.
It's hard. It's hard to do all of it. And like no one intrinsically is good at every aspect of it, but you have to be because you run your own business and you're your own brand. So that's tricky.
Yeah. So what does that look like with you then on a daily basis or like a weekly basis?
Yeah.
Like what does your structure look like?
So this might be shocking to people. I'm actually a super structured person. I thrive on schedules. But I also have a 9-month-old. So there's only so much I can do in a day.
Yeah.
So I wake up an hour and a half before Sally every single day, and I like get ready. I spend a lot of time in my DMs then, probably about an hour replying to stuff. Then when she's napping, we'll film content. So I take that like hour and a half, film as much as I can in that hour and a half. I edit during her second nap. And then throughout the day, if she's like self-playing or Bryce is home or whatever, I'll spend the rest of that time just replying to people and engaging with people. Things that I'm shit at is finding like new creators. Like I am so bad at engaging with people outside of my community that I need to get better at. Like I have like people in my DMs that I talk to more than my best friends. That we like literally we talk every single day and they're like the greatest people in my community. But like I couldn't tell you the last time I found like a new creator that someone wasn't like, go follow this person. I was like, okay,
really?
I'm awful. I never look at my explore page. Like I'm terrible at it and I need to get better at it.
Yeah.
And I don't engage with brands and those are things that I need to be better at. And that's like kind of my goal. For the rest of the year. And then I have certain days like Thursdays, I typically edit all day on Thursdays. That'll be like my big editing day. So I'll try to like batch content, which you told me to do, and it's helped me.
So up until recently, Sarah was filming. Actually, you know what? I shouldn't be saying like I do that too. You film in the moment, you film the day you post, things like that. But like something that I try to get better at is batch filming, where you literally will create multiple pieces of content in one day or one time frame. So say you have like an hour and a half dedicated. I will sometimes batch film like 3 to 4 videos so that I'm prepared for the next few days of content so that I'm not stressed out trying to come up with something, but on the seat of my pants. Yeah.
Which is, I do both. And I find that I write a lot still. And so in my notes section on my phone, I have like literally like 35 captions that are just like waiting for like the right thing to pair with it. And that's probably like, well, that takes up a big chunk of my time, but it's also probably like part of this job that I love the most. So that's kind of what my week looks like.
I'm the opposite. It's like Sarah's a writer. I like have photos that I need to post that I don't know what to say. I never know what to say. Like I'm horrible with words. Like I wish I was better with words like you are.
I have a hard time with like short captions. Like when I just need to like put some, I'm like, how do I be like witty? But like you want to feel like the depths of my soul? Yeah, done. That's no problem.
Yeah.
Oh well. So I don't know. That's kind of my week or my day. It's changed recently, so now I have to do a lot more like emailing stuff too. So I am self-represented as a content creator now. And so I usually will spend 2 nights a week after bedtime. I spend like a good 2 to 3 hours just power sending emails to like brands and people that I have connections with and just trying to like pitch myself to get brand deals. Or like cruising.
Trying to locate and find brands that would be a good fit for you. And like, I struggle with keeping track of like brands that I could potentially work with because like I don't think about it in the moment, but then I'm like, oh yeah, like I actually do really love that brand and I use that product a lot. It's hard to when you're plus size because there's not as much when it comes. I love my favorite type of content, and not just content, but like sponsored content. I love doing fashion. I love doing fashion. Like I love it. My audience loves it. Like we're all just like loving to build outfits over here. But the problem is like, it's very limited in what works for me because I'm a size 20. Like not all brands have my size. So I think that I just like, not get down on myself, but I know that it's a little bit harder for me to find those brands to work with. So when I do find them, I like clap on.
You're mine.
I'm obsessed with you. And then I organically will share them. I'll shop there. Like it's just harder. It's just a little bit more difficult because the well's a little drier.
Well, and I find that the other hard thing with that too is that there are so many of us like plus size content creators or mid-size content creators that are trying to work with the 4 brands. And they're like, we only have so much budget and so much time that like we actually can't work with all of you all the time. So like
it's almost as if there should be more options for us and like all brands should carry us.
Strange.
Weird. Oh, it's almost as if there is a market for it.
That's bizarre. Do plus size people have money, Zoe?
We have money and bodies that need clothing. So wild.
So funny. But yeah, it's hard. Even being like mid-size, like I find that there are a lot of brands that I can't work with, and I'm like, my whole thing is fashion. Like that's what I did for years. And like,
Years.
I couldn't tell you I have no clue the last time I did a fashion brand deal.
I'm thinking for you. Not
in September?
Yeah.
With Penn. That was the last. That's so sad.
Listen, you got to scoop this girl up.
Oh, well, that is what it is.
Come on. Is there any brands that you like? You don't have to say the brands, but like, do you have favorites?
That I work with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do? Yeah.
Yeah. Penn is one of them. Like,
Penn is like our awesome older sister. That's just always going to be like, we love Penn in this house.
Typically, like, they give you like pretty good creative freedom. I love a brand that gives me creative freedom.
Yeah. I think the one thing that I do struggle with is when a brand has a very specific want and they give you like a script, a play-by-play, everything. It's not going to come off organic, and it's going to be,
it'll flop,
disingenuous. Like it won't work. Like if you are a brand that does that, you should look into UGC, because that would be something that would make sense, is have someone who creates this content that isn't then trying to like I don't know,
it into like their niche.
Yeah,
I just did my first piece of UGC, and
how was it? Oh no, not good.
It was fine. It was fine.
Okay. Look, you don't have to talk about the brand or anything, but like what?
I get to make videos and I get paid for them. Like, that's pretty cool. But it was, I am someone who very much so comes across as myself. And I think that because I am not like, I don't have a massive following, but because I'm recognizable and like they're targeting Edmonton specific with this video, like a lot of people in Edmonton follow me, you know who I am. So like, I need to come across as myself.
It has to make sense, unless it's like a not show, like unless you're like doing something with your hands showing things.
Yeah.
But if it's you in the video, they're technically paying for you to be in that video, right? Like,
so it was fine, but there was just like 100 revisions. Like there were so many revisions. And I was like, okay. So that's something that I feel like people probably don't know about content creation, is that like the brand has the ability to come back to you and be like, oh no. No. Can you change everything?
So another thing too with content creation is contracts are a huge thing. And I am not good with contracts and writing and stuff like that. I have a management team, because I would be not doing this if I didn't have one, because I'm terrible with that stuff. Thankfully, Sarah over there knows how to read a contract. I don't know what I'm doing. So she's like, maybe, I don't know if I do.
I think I do, but who knows?
But there's so many things that are involved in brand partnerships, like usage rights and like this and that. And I think for me is like, I just trust that my management team is like looking at, like I had a brand email about a partnership, and I looked, they sent everything. Like they sent the contract and things like that. I read it over, and I was like, hey, I was like, Sylvia, Alexa, they're my manager. Sylvia, Alexa, look at this. This looks really fun and like looks like a good fit. And then they're like, oh, no. They're like, there's some like really not like shady wording in the contract about like usage rates and stuff like that. We're going to send it off to like our like legal team and make sure that it's like legit before we put you forward. I was like, oh shoot. I was just going to sell my soul. And this wasn't like years ago. This was like last week. So
I'm
like,
sure that I've sold my likeness to like at least 15 brands at this point. Like I don't own myself anymore. No.
So you got to be careful with stuff like that, because I didn't realize like how, and I have done, like, this was back in the day. I've done deals without contracts. What a bad idea. Like there's been so many cases where like I should have looked into it a little bit further, and I just never did. Whoops.
Well, that's hard. Like I do a lot of like local stuff. And local companies don't always do contracts, but I feel like that's like a trust thing. Like I'm like, okay, you're gonna pay me.
Unless there's a reason for you not to trust them, and if you've worked with them before, then it's exactly fine.
But like a big brand, always get a contract. Always get a you know what? Always get a contract.
Something in writing that you can reference. That's the most important thing. Because man, like, ooh.
What was the most eye-opening thing for you when this like became like your full-time, when you like were like, this is officially a full-time job?
Okay. I think there's quite a few things that have been like not surprising or shocking, but like I
Yeah.
was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. I think that the biggest thing is like how much work goes into these partnerships that
Mm-hmm.
are like every partnership is different, obviously, whether it be with like video, photography, like things like that. Like there's always different aspects to it, but there is so much work that goes into it because it's a lot of like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
The organization, like we have to pretty much create commercials, like small commercials. We have to write the script, we have to plan the costuming, the makeup, the hair, the even just like the cinematography. Like I am always thinking about like what's going on behind me, what kind of lighting I need, like this and that. There's
Mm-hmm.
so much involved that I think doesn't get realized.
Yeah.
And then that's just with shooting. Then comes the editing. And I know that a lot of like, there are some big creators out there who do hire out for things like that. They hire out
Yeah.
a makeup team, they hire out hair, they hire out an editor, which is fantastic. Like, if you have the means to do it, do
Amazing.
it. Like, that's great. I don't think I could ever be that person because I'm a little crazy. Like, I don't think I could like, great that I've had a photographer help me, things like that. But when it comes to like editing and like
Yeah.
stuff like that, I get a little like worried that like I'm just like too picky with
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So I've just prided myself on learning the best I can and keep practicing and stuff. But I think so much how much goes into
Into
it.
it. And
And
not even just brand deals, like every video,
yes,
every piece of content, right? Like yes,
yes.
I think brand deals are on steroids. Like it's more, you're more cognizant of those
Mhm.
things, but like I mean, I should maybe not, but like every video, like you're so cognizant of like overhead lighting. What is it going to look like? How is it going to
Yes.
translate well? Is it high
Yep.
enough quality? Are people going to receive this well? Is my message coming across clear? Could it be misconstrued at
It's
all?
there's so many factors that go into it. And like I think the biggest thing that I could say to you, if you're like sitting here listening to this and either you are a content creator or you're starting to be a content creator, or this is something that you would like to aim to do full-time, part-time, casual.
Mhm.
I think the biggest thing is trying to stay consistent
Yeah,
and try not to overthink everything, because if you sit there overthinking things or like you have an idea and then you
never
like second
post.
guess it, like it it's like a vicious cycle. Like
Mhm.
you're going to be sitting there like thinking
Ripping
about all
yourself
these
apart.
awesome ideas, and then yeah, so I feel like just try it, throw yourself in. There's never going to be a right or wrong time to do it.
Mhm.
You have to just start, and sometimes your niche finds you.
That's what I mean. What do you think about the advice of like niche down?
No, I don't think that
I don't
that's
think so either.
something. I think in the beginning, I do think that if your audience is there because of something,
Yeah, you gotta feed that.
you got to feed that and find ways to fill it. But at
Yeah.
the same time, your audience should be there for you as a
Hmm.
person, especially since like that's what we all are. Like at the end of the day, we're all lifestyle,
Yeah.
whether it be food, fashion, fitness, health, beauty, like it's lifestyle. Like
Yeah.
that is just a part of a lifestyle. So they want you, like they
Yeah.
want you and the beauty and the food and that. So, I mean, maybe don't go too far left off of what you're doing. Like, if you're a beauty creator, actually, you know what? Do it. I don't
Do
know.
what you
Like
want.
maybe it'll work. Like, who cares? Like, you never know until you try.
Yeah. Who would have thought
Um,
cottage cheese would become my niche?
she is the cottage cheese queen on
But
Instagram.
I was honestly so scared of like niche content because I was so
Yeah.
heavily in fashion. Like that's what I did.
Yes.
And like there was really nothing else. Fashion and
Hmm.
like some like body confidence, that sort of stuff. And so when
Yep.
I had Sally, I was like, I'm gonna lose my entire following because everything is about to shift to like
Yeah.
motherhood and like that. It's just a huge part of
It's
the
part
season
of
I'm in right
life.
now.
Like that's
But it was, and I think I talked about it pretty openly on stories. And I had so many people be like, we're here because of you. Like, we like
yeah.
you. We like watching you. You're fun.
Hmm.
And it was really reaffirming that, like, okay, like I've done an okay job of like building a community.
Building what works and building a community of people that want to see you win.
Yeah, totally.
Because there are going to be people out there that want to see you fail.
Which is so
That's
sad.
just the unfortunate realities
Hate
of it all.
followers. Get out of there. Get out of here, you hate trolls.
Yeah.
You need them. They engage.
They help our engagement.
Um, What do you think the hardest thing about being a content creator is?
The mental
Other
health
than,
aspect.
okay, yeah, I was going to say other than that, because we can't get into that.
Okay, I won't get into it. That is by far and you know what, a little bit of the inconsistencies. So like, it's not like we get a structured paycheck every week. I wish like that would be great.
What's a paycheck?
Right. I'm not complaining at all though, because I do think that this industry pays well. I do think that, you know, there is a lot of like benefits to being in this industry.
Totally.
Granted, we're not like that's another thing too. I think a lot of people think because we do this for our work that we're making millions of dollars.
Like, I'll be transparent. Before I haven't had a brand deal. I just filmed one yesterday, but before that I haven't had one since like September.
I had a very dry, though I've heard across the board that was the case.
Totally.
It was very different for holiday this year, unless you had things already lined up. There wasn't a lot floating around, and I didn't have a lot lined up. So I think I had 2 smaller partnerships over the course of 3 months.
Yeah.
And I just had my recap with my management team, and I was just like, do we have to do this? I'm like looking at Q4. I'm like, oh my God. But thankfully, it ebbs and it flows. So like right now things are picking up a little. So it's like, there's no consistency. Like you can't rely on getting a paycheck next week. Like that's the one thing that I have a hard time with.
Yeah.
Is like, it's either all or nothing. And there are some cases where that's another thing too, is a lot of people always ask, like, where does your money come from? Especially if you're in Canada, because you don't get paid on apps like TikTok and things like that. Like there's no creator fund here. Like,
have you seen the videos for the beta fund for TikTok?
Where people beta fund?
There's like a beta program that they're paying influencers or content creators on TikTok in the US. And people are literally making like an average person with like 100,000 followers is like able to make like $300 a video for like not even super viral. Like,
but how? Why?
Like 30,000 views. I have no clue. It's gotta be like ad revenue or something is where it's coming from. It
must be, yeah.
Or the money that they're not giving the Universal Music Group. Don't. But like, it is insane.
Oh, I'm not surprised. We've been left out from the get-go. Like we've never had any kind of. It's funny because like we're able to get money from gifts. So I do know that there was do you remember Pinky Doll? I think she's still relevant. She was like the one that did the AI lives where she's like, yes.
Oh yeah.
Like that. And I think she's from Montreal. So she's Canadian. But you do get money from lives in Canada. So like going live would be the way to do it. So I used to go live all the time back in the day. Do you want to know how much money I have in my account? I've never cashed out.
How much?
Do you want to know how much? Do you want to know $12. $2 and like 75 cents.
I also during COVID went live all the time. And
it was fun.
It was. And like I had someone to talk to.
And do your makeup and like things like that.
Totally. And I ended up making like, I think I probably made like $300 off of it. But
I didn't make that much. Now I'm really embarrassed.
But I felt so guilty because TikTok takes half of that. Like you'll buy like $27 worth of whatever and the creator gets like $12 if you give them all of it. Isn't that ridiculous? It's awful. Yeah. So I stopped doing it.
Yeah. So we don't make money from like creator funds or things like that. And back in the day like last year or something, when Instagram did have like their own little creator program for people doing reels and stuff like that, it was only in America. Like we never had that option in Canada.
No.
So we do have different sources of revenue for everyone. It's different.
Yeah.
There's obviously like for me, my bread and butter is brand partnerships and like sponsored posts and things like that across like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. And then we also sometimes have affiliate marketing. So like our Amazon storefronts. Also
which
like
actually pays really well.
I don't make that much off of mine. I don't know if I'm doing it right though. Like the first time I ever shared something off my Amazon storefront, I made like $1,500 in 1 month, but I didn't understand what I was doing. And I think it's because it went semi-viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
I never saw that much money ever again. That was a one-off kind of scenario.
Yeah. When I said it does pretty well, I meant like I made $500.
Oh, that's really good though.
I was like, great. On like one pair of pants.
now I'm averaging like maybe $100 a month. Like if I'm lucky, it's
I just feel
$100
like
a month.
it's passive income, so it
Yes.
feels
Yes.
like it feels great.
Yeah, it just comes in and you're like, oh yeah, it's payday from Amazon.
Yeah.
So like things like that, or like if we have like affiliate codes when I share for different clothing brands that I work with, things like that. And then also I personally get paid from YouTube too, because I'm a YouTube partner. And I don't make a ton of money. I make more money when I do long form videos. Shorts. I think I had one short go viral one time and I made like $300 off that one video.
That's sweet.
That was very cool. Never happened again. But yeah, so that's like my passive income, the stuff that just kind of comes in every month, that it's not a consistent amount of money though. Like it's very up and down. But I think definitely the bread and butter would be brand partnerships.
Brand partnerships, totally. I wish that I could make it be like to know in affiliate marketing. Like that would be great because you're in control of your own things.
There are some
like Bonnie
creators
Wyrick, who like she must make a fortune on Amazon storefront and like to know it. I buy stuff from her all the time. Good for her. Get that bag.
I have it. I've had multiple meetings with the Like to Know team. They've tried to get me to do it. They're like, come on, get on it. You got this. Like, come on. Like I've met with their team multiple times.
Yeah.
I am such a boomer. I do not understand.
It's a lot of work.
And like every time I've tried to do it, like I've gone out of my way. I've like got the outfits together. I've done all that. The brand isn't even on it. So I'm like, what's the point then? I'm like, what am I doing?
That's my problem with it, is that I have so many things that typically the clothes that people love the most of mine are things that I've had for like 6 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to go scroll through Abercrombie to find something that's like similar.
And that might not be there too, right? Like that's another thing.
Yeah.
So, but there is a huge market in that. And like, I know that there's so many creators out there that's their bread and butter.
Totally. And if you're making a ton of money, you're then like buying clothes all the time. Whereas I just, weirdly enough, don't buy that many clothes anymore.
I don't either. I'm not like, I don't know. I already have too much clothes in my opinion. I don't have a big, like I have a big closet, but it's not like I have a dedicated room for all my clothing. Yeah. So do you want to know something kind of interesting? Yes. I had this, I kind of ghosted them. I should reply back because they're just doing their job. So I had this sister duo reach out on email, and their job, they professionally run Creators Like to Know. They create mood boards. They do all the background work. So some of your favorite creators, you pay them. Like you pay them based on what you want. So depending on how many posts you want that week, that month, you pay them. There's different tiers. Okay. And so it put things into perspective for me, because the amount of times I would ask myself, like, how do they have time to build these boards and like post all these things? And like, sometimes, not all the time, because I don't want to discredit anyone's hard work. Sometimes they hire people to do that.
Which is smart.
That's smart.
Genius.
Because I don't think I'm going to do it, because I still don't quite understand how this I have it on my phone. I've had it on my phone for over a year. Every time I try to do it, I'm like, this is frustrating. And then I
have it. I just don't do it. Trash at it. Like I think I have 5 posts, and I think
you actually have posted.
Oh yeah,
maybe I should ask you for help then, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think I have like $30 in my like to know it bank account that I don't know how to deposit.
And that's the thing, is I get mad at myself because the amount of my following that actually wants me to have one and have asked me on like a daily basis, like, do you have a Like to Know? Do you have everything linked? Do you do this? Do you do that? Granted, I'm getting better at linking stuff for everyone, but like, I'm so sorry, because the amount of you that just want a place to go where they can find everything, that's just like, if they want to get it, they can get it. Hey, oh man, it's a lot of work, guys. So maybe one day I'll figure it out.
What's it called when I have like hot opinion? Hot take. I hate shopping through Like to Know It. I hate it.
I've never done it. Is it terrible?
I hate it. I have a very hard time doing it. I find it's like always American.
Okay, that's another thing, because we are Canadian. How does that work?
You can link the American store or the Canadian store, I guess.
That's a lot of work.
I know. And do
you have to double up and do both? Is that how that works?
Probably. No, I think you would just link the American store, to be honest. Like you'd go to Abercrombie.com, not Abercrombie.
But then what happens if you are Canadian and you go to try and buy something? Then you have to go out of your way. That's a lot of work.
So I don't particularly enjoy shopping it, so I don't do it. That's fair. Right? And like, I also, I'm not great with affiliate links and I should be better.
Yeah.
But I also like don't always love shopping like I shop affiliate links when it's like I can think of it off the top of my head. But when someone has so many affiliate links, I get overwhelmed as like an observer. So I also try to like really par those down. And I think you do the same. Like you've got like 3 affiliate programs that you work
I
with.
have 3 that I'm with right now that I love and I use apart from my Amazon storefront. But I don't share my Amazon storefront all the time because I only share what I am actually liking and using. There has been so many things that I have gotten from Amazon that I'm like, this is garbage. I cannot share this. Like I've had people reach out and be like, where did you get that like little fan and stuff? I'm like, don't buy it. Like I'm not linking. I'm sorry. It's
hot
horrible.
My Amazon storefront's hilarious because I literally like anything I buy that I like, I just pop in there. There's like there's garbage bags in there. There's borax. My best friend was like, how much money have you made off of borax in your life? I'm like, probably none. But if you need some.
One of my followers sent me a screenshot of my Amazon storefront sometime, and they're like, I love the chaoticness of this. And they're like, you literally have pickles next to tea. And like, that's massive pickles, big pickles, and like some nice tea. And I'm like, that's just my life.
That's just who we are. Nothing about me is ever going to be aesthetic.
Never. I'm so sorry. Like, I wish I could be aesthetic. I get really like, not FOMO, but a little bit of FOMO when I have so many creator friends who are so aesthetic and they're so appealing to like look at their feed and like hot garbage. I try really hard, but like it's nothing about it is ever going to be aesthetic. No. I do try to like layer my stuff though. So let's talk about feeds now. Yeah. Let's talk about like let's do that.
I love
fun.
It. So
obviously we're not aesthetic. So
well, the last agency I was with, for a hot minute, they were like, one of their pieces of advice for me was, start taking cover photos and don't just try to do a screen grab in your reel. So I tried for like a minute and a half and I was like, this isn't who I am.
It's
like
hard.
I'm chaos.
Yeah. Cause I've done that before too, where like, granted, listen, this might just be my own person, and I'm not judging you. If you're a creator who takes the most beautiful aesthetic cover photo, I get a little annoyed. I'm not going to lie. When I go to someone's feed, I click a photo and then the reel has nothing to do with it. It's a little bothersome for me. Yes. I'm not mad at you. If that's what you're doing to keep your feed aesthetic, do it. Keep doing it because obviously there's a reason for it and the masses like it. Yeah. But I get a little bit like when I click it, I'm like, I'm waiting for this photo to be included in the reel. And I'm like, why is the photo of you on a beach and the reel is you cooking eggs at home?
I hope that's a real life story.
It's not, but that's essentially what I'm talking about.
I also like, do you, as like a person who absorbs content, give a shit what your feed looks like?
No. Well, yes and no. So
do you? Okay.
Wait, so what my feed looks like?
Anyone's. I don't care what anyone's feed looks like.
I don't care what anyone's feed looks like.
Including my own.
Unless it's clickbait cover photos, in which case then I get a little bit like my time was wasted. But like it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to hate you or stop following you. No. It's just kind of like, ugh. Yeah. Okay. I have a bit of a structure to my feed. I know it doesn't look like it when you look at it. There's no structure. But in my head, when I'm planning my feed, it's mostly video. Let's be honest. I'm a video creator. There's not a lot of photos. I need to get better at that. But I kind of have like a structure of like visually what I want to see. So what I'll do is the screen grabs or the cover photos. Sometimes my cover photos are just like betterly edited screen grabs of the video. Yeah. Does that make sense? So I take it outside of the app and then I edit it with like coloring and brightness and things like that. And then what I will do is I will do full body shot, face with words, food, full body shot, face, food. So I know. So there's a little bit
of have a plan.
It's not super organized. Like obviously my feed is not the most aesthetic feed in the world, but there is a bit of structure.
I'm looking at mine right now.
Okay, so look, we got full body shot, face, food.
Wow.
Food. So then there is a little bit of structure to it. So it's not like total hot garbage.
Never in my life would I honestly have noticed that.
But it's not meant to be like I don't want someone to look at it and think like this is super structured.
Mine, just me. Hi. There's no structure.
That's fine.
Zero
but that's
structure.
that's what your content's about is you. So like there's nothing wrong with that.
I try to like help you understand what the video is going to be about.
That's another important thing for me too, is I would like it to be like when you look at the cover photo, I don't want you to be like, what is happening here? Like I would like be like, oh, like today's video that I posted, it was about me trying the blow dry brush. So clearly in the video,
you have the blow dry brush.
I have the blow dry brush. So like, I mean, and I do have like highlights that are aesthetic-ish. Like I try and keep that pretty tight, and I really am pro highlights. Yes. Like I will add and update my highlights. Some people don't like highlights. Some people have them. Some people don't. I will make a highlight about anything under the sun if you want me to, if it's easier to like find it.
Absorb it.
Yeah. Like
my food, I use the food highlight a lot because people often ask me for recipes. And I'm like, I can just put my bun recipe in my highlights and then I don't need to share it 700 times.
Yeah, exactly. Because I have people asking my, like, what I eat in a day. Do you have a recipe for this? Do you have that? So I have a separate category for my daily eats, like my what I eat in a day, and then recipes separately.
Yes. Yeah. I just, I feel like everyone does it their own way. This whole, and it's such a new job that
it is. It's been around a while, but only recently has it been attainable.
And
in
it's
my
more
opinion.
Totally, and it's more saturated now than it ever has been, which is awesome and terrifying all at the same time.
Yeah.
And so I think that we're all just still trying to like figure it out
and find what works for us. And do what you got to do. There's no right or wrong way to do it. As long as you're not hurting anybody, or you're not like,
hurting yourself too. Cause it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. And like, you don't want to make yourself unhappy by doing something you think is good, but in turn is not helping you. Or not.
And I think the hardest thing for me in this job, and I try to not do it, is comparison.
Oh, it's so hard.
I compare all the time. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Why have I not, why is X, Y, and Z happening? Why haven't I had a brand deal in 6 months? What's wrong with me? Why am I not palatable enough?
Yes.
And you just need to like, I think for me, I just like reset and remember why I'm here and why I do this. And I don't, making money was never my intention with this ever. And I don't make a ton of money. Let's be real.
Yeah. But we make comfortable money. And like, that's the thing. Like,
totally.
This is a lot of people are like, how do you do that as a job? I'm like, it's not, and I shouldn't say it's easy. It's not easy. No. But like after the amount of work and time that I've put into building this community, it just comes naturally. Like, it's like, that's just the route it goes, I guess.
Yeah.
But I never want to come off just like, it's just, I share what I like and what I use and like what I enjoy and what I think my audience will enjoy. But it's just, I think that so many of us we always start never expecting to be at this point.
No. Totally.
I never expected to be at this point ever. No. And like, I'm not even at like a point of like millions of followers. I can't imagine. I can't even fathom having 1 million followers on any platform.
No.
I don't know if I could sleep every night. Like I'd be so stressed out of disappointing them.
But it's true though. Like I think that, sometimes when I go to Rogers Arena, which is so I'm in Rogers Arena and I'm sitting there watching a hockey game and I'm like, the amount of people you can fit in here is 16,000 people. So if you think that like, on Instagram
it's
alone,
a lot of
you're like,
very
that's
overwhelming.
I have 2 times that have made like the conscious choice to show up for me and be there. And like sometimes I'll poo-poo and be like, oh, I only have 35,000 followers. Like, that's not very many. I'm like, 35,000 people decide
to like... That's a city.
It's wild.
That's an entire city.
I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful that, like, especially for this year, like, I've been able to, I think that doing this has kept me sane through maternity leave. I think it's been a really, really good thing for me. And I'm just grateful that, like, we get to wake up and do this every day.
I had a moment like that yesterday. Again, I need to preface this that my period is around the corner and I've been highly emotional these days. I literally had my meeting with my management team and I literally just felt this wave of like, granted, I feel this all the time when I get to do brand partnerships and like create content that I love, or if I've made like a piece of content that I'm super proud of, not necessarily even a brand partnership, just something I've done differently and it's received well. I feel like Zoe from 2020, who was just making videos for fun to find a community while I was at home alone, would be in tears looking at it today. And I'm so grateful. Like I'm so grateful.
Again, so many other, like, I had someone, like, I get people all the time in my DMs being like, I can't tell anyone else this, but like, I'm pregnant. And
I get that those are the best DMs. I'm like,
so excited for you. Or like, even to be like, I wouldn't know you without this.
No.
We wouldn't.
I know.
What?
I know. And I think about all my friendships, my new friendships that I have made. I have so many amazing friends that I've had for years, and that's never going to change. I love them with all my heart. They've been my ride or die, and they will always be my ride or die. But the fact that I've made so many new friendships just from doing this on the internet is so wild. It's so wild. Cool. Like, I've gotten to know so many cool people all across the world, all across Canada.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool.
It's
like,
so cool.
It's really neat. It really showed that we made the best of it in the middle of lockdown, like as a community as a whole.
Yes.
Like, we all just kind of like, we're like, okay, you're going to lock us in our house for a year. We're going to make this work.
I'm going to make some videos.
I'm going to try to make this.
Let me see what I can do. It's really cool. And it's hard, and it's challenging.
It's challenging. It's hard, you know, when
amazing.
You have people who are rooting against you some of the time too, or hoping that you fail. But that's with anything. Like,
oh my God,
they just do it behind a profile on
my day job. I'm so sure that people want me to fail sometimes. I'm like, why do you hate me?
Oh my gosh.
It happens. I don't know.
It does happen. But you know what? We're literally, if you are a creator and you get hate comments once in a while, or like all the time, you're not alone.
No.
Like, some of my favorite creators who I don't think could do wrong, even if they tried, get some of the worst hate comments in the world. I'm like, people just want to like bring them down to their level. Like, it's a lot of unhappy people trying to find an outlet on the internet.
Hurt people.
Hurt people, and that's fine. Like, they got to do what they got to do.
Yeah.
I can recommend some therapists if they want to reach out, but like, I can't fix everybody. I don't have time for that. I'm sorry.
No, it's not your responsibility.
No.
This is like one thing Bryce and I talk about all the time is like, it is so cool how many followers like you have in like the Alicia McCarvels and Birds of Hayas, but like, how often do you get stopped in public?
Hold on. Please don't put me in the same category as Alicia and Sarah. We are far different categories. First of all, I love them. They're amazing humans. I'm friendly with both of them. They're amazing. I've met them both in person. They're just as gorgeous.
They're so great. And they're incredible. I mean, I met Sarah once. You're
wondering.
I met Sarah once in an airport, and I was like, oh, I'm obsessed with you.
No way.
Alicia and I are
like, yeah, you and Alicia are like,
we're friends. Yeah.
Besties.
I mean,
no, you. But no, I'm nowhere near on their level. They're like,
how often do you get stopped in public?
It depends.
Which is really cool. And please always say hi. But like, can you go out for dinner?
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so I have noticed this, and I do appreciate this to my following. I very rarely get stopped when I'm with my children. So thank you for that. I mean, I would never, ever make you feel bad about coming up to me if I'm with my children, but I do think that my community, we're a lot of females. We're 97% female. And I do think that they feel like not uncomfortable, but like they don't want to interrupt me when I'm with my family. Totally. And that's amazing. That's so sweet. Sometimes I never get noticed, which is totally fine by me. Like, I don't ever go out with the expectation of it. No. Sometimes, like, one time I went to Costco and like met like 7 followers in one day. It's so or I went to the Shania Twain concert and we were in this huge line. I met like 5 of you back to back, and I was with my best friend, and she's like texting Andrew, and she's like, Zoe keeps getting like asked for pictures and stuff like that. It's like, does this happen when you're with her? Like, they were just talking shit about me behind my back. Like, I'm not right there.
I love it.
It's so funny.
That is one of my fears of having a really big following. It's super cool. I love when people come say hi to me, but I'm also an introvert. I'm also cripplingly shy, which people probably don't know.
Don't expect
you would never
think.
No. And so I've gotten a lot better at talking to people in public. But it's still hard for me. And so always say hi. I love it. But if I'm awkward, that's why.
Oh, please don't ever. So one time we were in Niagara Falls or something, and we were walking through, I literally had to like talk about it after because I felt horrible. So we were walking through a crosswalk, and we were with all of us. It was nighttime. It was dark, which is already bad for me because I can't see without my glasses. I didn't have my glasses on. It was just a recipe for disaster. So we're crossing through this crosswalk. I get to the other side, and this girl's smiling at me, and she's like, I'm like, pardon? Like, it's so loud. And she's like, I'm like, pardon? And I still couldn't hear her. I felt so bad. And she's like, from TikTok. I love you. I was like, oh, thank you. And then I just was walking as this was happening because I was going to get hit by a car if I didn't. And I felt so bad. And I was like, she probably thinks I'm a lunatic.
Yeah.
And like, couldn't hear her. And like, it was just, I was like, I'm so sorry if that was you in Niagara Falls. Like, it's nothing personal. I'm just a mess.
People will be like, oh my God, I follow you on Instagram. I'm like, oh my God, hi, I'm Sarah. And they're like,
yeah, I know. I've said that
are.
before too. I was like, hey, I'm Zoe. Like, what's your name? Nice to meet you. And they're, yeah. And sometimes it happens at like the foot. So like, I was at Marlo's dance the other night and we were like sitting there. Theo was watching a show on my phone and, one of the moms, little girl, she like leans over and she's like, oh my God, look at this amazing deal. And I was like, what? And so she showed me, I don't know her, by the way. It's not like we're friends. Just not that we wouldn't be friends. She seemed super cool. So she showed me her phone. It's on Indigo. And it's like, you know, those nuggets? Is that what it is?
Yeah, the couch. Nuggets? I have one.
The couches. So it was a dupe on Indigo and it was on clearance for $99.
Did you buy
And I'm like,
it?
That's actually, I probably should look into it because that's a steal.
They're amazing.
So she's showing me and she's like, oh, yeah, I just needed to show you because like, look at all this cool stuff. And I was like, oh my God, like that's, and she showed me the different, there's like a pink one, a black one. Anyways. So she's like, I just felt like I had to show you because you shared about the McDonald's chicken nuggets from blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, and then I started laughing and I was like, oh, hi. I was like, hey. And she's like, yeah, I just wanted, she was so nice.
That's
and
awesome.
We chatted for a minute and stuff like that. I just love like,
I love meeting people.
I love it too.
It's
just
so
get, like,
fun.
giddy. I like, it's like,
I'm just so fucking awkward.
Oh, Sarah.
It'll be fine.
Not. You're
I'm so awkward. Bryce laughs at me all the time. He's like, you've gotten so much better. He's like, but I remember the first time someone came up to you, you were like, ha, ha, ha. I think I started crying.
God. I cried one of the first real, like, apart from like a casual, just like, hey, how's it going? The first time that I actually met someone that like was like an actual conversation. Yeah. I started crying because of the situation. So I was out for a girls' night with a couple of my girlfriends and we were sitting at a restaurant in a patio and we were eating and we were finishing up our meal. And this couple walks over and this man, and he's like, I'm so sorry to approach you, but my wife was too nervous to say anything. But like, she loves you and follows you on TikTok. And she's just kind of like this in the background. I'm like, oh my God, hi. And then she got emotional because she said that I've helped with her journey of loving herself and her body. And then I got emotional and then my friends got emotional and I'm like, can I hug you? And it's like this big, it was a big thing. I still remember her to this day, her and her husband, sweetest couple of all time. And like,
it's so magical. And again, like that's one of the really cool things about our job.
Yes.
Crippling anxiety, but it's one of the really cool things about our job.
Agreed. One of the best parts is like that is by far the best part is having this amazing community of humans.
Yes.
Just there, like at all times. And like, I love watching, this is creepy. So please don't take this with a grain of salt. I love watching my followers' friendships blossom in my comment section.
Oh yeah.
Like they're like giving each other advice and like, you know, recommendations and things like that, because I'm one person, I try to respond to every comment. It's not possible. You can only do
so much. Totally.
But I'm watching them support each other and like, I could cry just thinking about it right now. I got to get this period. Period's got to come on and get out of here.
Get out of there.
It's bubbling up in there. So that's one of my favorite parts by far is the community. Like yes. I love you all so much.
We love you. I think this is like the perfect. Thank you for being here.
It is. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to this. Thanks for liking our podcast and listening to us ramble for an hour. The amount of you that have said that it's not enough, like once a week isn't enough. I'm like, you want more of this? Like this is a lot to take.
People want more of us. Good thing for you, this episode's like an hour and a half. So you get a ton of us. It's great.
But the amount of you that have said that, I'm like, wow. Like that feels really mind blowing to me.
People are like choosing to be here.
Right. We'll never understand why.
Well, thank you. Rate us, review us, subscribe us.
Yeah, make sure you're on all our socials. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, subscribe. Just you being there, engaging, listening, downloading. That's like, at the end of the day, that's the most support you could ever do. Ever.
100%.
Like
100%.
We love you all
so much. Have a magical day.
Magical day. We'll see you next week.
Can't wait. Bye.